So, are you ready? Are you ready for our first act? Are you ready to go crazy for our first act?
Okay, listen, before someone says it, I am well aware that I look like a bootleg budget version of Billie Eilish, okay? I know, alright? Well, my name is Maya, I'm half Polish and half American, but I like to think that 2 minuses make a plus. I actually live back in Poland, but I went over to America for a while again this summer. The drinking age there is 21 and I'm 20, so that's why I'm back. But the reason why I went to the States was because my cousin was getting married, right? So I go to this wedding, I'm at the reception, and reminder, I can't legally drink there, which is kind of annoying considering that I'm Polish and I was capable of out drinking fucking all of them. But they're doing toast and someone hands me a glass of champagne anyway, right? Now, as soon as I take a sip of this champagne, this fucking American Karen, right, is just death staring me from the other side of the room. And this woman had so much plastic surgery. Like, I don't know what it is with Americans and plastic surgery. Like, instead of looking like a normal aging 50-year-old, they'd rather just walk around like, do I look young? No, you look like you're permanently eating a lemon. What is wrong with you? And they're all like fucking shiny and shit as well. Like their faces reflect so much light that if you held them up to the sun and aimed the reflecting beam at a piece of wood, you could like start a fire, you know? Like grill some sausages. I mean, why do you think California's burning all the damn time? Right? It's kind of ironic. But you know, it's kind of ironic because both of the answers are plastic, so there you go. But she comes up to me, right, with her shiny fucking face, and she goes, you know what, sweetheart? I heard that you're not 21, and you should probably leave the drinking to the adults because you're going to get drunk and throw up everywhere. Now, as a Polish person, I fucking tried not to laugh, right? And I held it together, I looked her straight in the eyes, and I told her one word in Polish, and that word was spierdalaj, which means fuck off. She asked me what that means. I told her that that's how we say thank you for the generous advice in Poland. And she laughed, right? Now fast forward into the night, right? And I'm sitting around with some people, and we're talking about the vaccine. And we're saying that people who don't vaccinate are fucking stupid, right? Now, this American Karen, right? She overhears this, right? And she comes over with her fucking shiny face, and she goes, you know what? I don't vaccinate my children because I think it's unhealthy and I'm fucking proud of it. So I look over at her table to where her 2 unvaccinated children are sitting. And I see these 2 overfed, obese little fucking mac and cheese sumo wrestlers, alright? Super healthy, right? Like how the fuck are you gonna call the vaccine unhealthy when your children look like they're 1 Snickers bar away from a heart attack? Like what? But that's the American side of my family. The Polish side of my family, well, they're Polish, so by default they are alcoholics. My grandfather is like the champion drinker of the family, so much so that I actually bought him a breathalyzer last Christmas so he could always check if he's okay to drive. Except he didn't really pick up on that because he just kept trying to beat his own record. And the whole family joined in. It became this like Christmas competition over who could get the highest breathalyzer score by 2 a.m. And the winner, of course, got a bottle of vodka, because fucking what else, right? And my grandfather was, of course, kicking our asses, super excited to win a bottle of vodka that originally belonged to him anyway. But then at like 1:59, right before the timeout, my little Polish grandma, who was sitting quietly in the corner the whole time, goes, it's my turn. So we hand her a breathalyzer, this woman blows in it, and I shit you not, the thing breaks. Yeah, it just came up with error. So because of that, we declared her the winner and the new drinking champion of the family, and she was so excited about this that she got up with her prize bottle of vodka and goes, if it weren't for this pussy, none of you people would even exist. Monday morning and those degenerates are on their way to church. I got my Polish roots from my mom's side though. She was actually a child living in Poland when Chernobyl happened. And she told me that when it went down, people were really freaking out about the radiation, you know, like nobody was allowed to go outside, the windows were closed at all times, my Polish grandparents were coming up to her freaked out like, oh God, my sweet child, I sure hope none of us get cancer. That would really suck. You want a hit? So actually, you know, today's a very special day for me. It is the second anniversary from when I first started doing stand-up. Yeah. Stand-up for a little bit now, and I've noticed that a lot of people like to come up to me after shows and say stuff like, oh, you know, you're a pretty good female comedian. You know, for a female comedian, you're not that bad. And I don't really get why I have to be reminded of my gender. You know, like last I checked, I felt, you know, pretty confident about the situation down here. But actually, you know, guys, before we continue, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our host for tonight, Manuel. Manuel, I really wanted to say that you are such a phenomenal male comedian. But don't get me wrong, you know, I love being a woman. You know, it's fun being the more attractive gender. But as a woman, no matter how you look, every once in a while you'll have to deal with a smarmy motherfucker that will not leave you alone. And this happens especially on social media from men that you've never fucking met. And they always send stuff like, hey baby, you looking so sexy, why don't you send me a picture of those titties, come on. And see, I have a tactic here. I always like to reply with a cropped image of my father's breasts, to which they usually reply, kinda hairy, but I can make it work. And then I send them the full uncropped image of my father in all of his glory, and they leave me alone forever. However, my father was a little confused when I asked him to send me a topless photo of himself. He was like, honey, we're from Illinois, not Alabama, all right? Another tactic that men try to use to get you to do shit with them is pity, right? Like recently I was hanging out with this guy I knew in high school, and out of fucking nowhere he goes, hey, so my grandpa died recently, I've been feeling kind of bad about it, so do you think we can fuck to make me feel better? Like, did you really think I was gonna be like, well, initially I didn't want to, but now that I have the image of your dead grandfather in my head, you got me fucking going. And I wanted to, on the topic of creepy men, I wanted to share a little story with you guys that unfortunately happened to me recently. I was hanging out with some friends at a bar, right? And this guy starts walking up to me, right? And this is one of those guys that thinks it's cool to wear a shirt almost completely unbuttoned, you know, just revealing all of his nasty chest hair. Just looks like severely disabled spaghetti. I don't know how And he comes up to me, and I already know this is going to be trouble, but nothing could have prepared me for what he said to me. And I need you guys to try and prepare yourselves as well, okay? Just like meditate a little bit, I don't know, find your inner zen, or whatever the fuck you do, because I'm about to molest you in the ear holes, all right, with what this guy said to me. You guys ready? Ready? Okay, so he comes up to me and he says, when are you taking your braces off? Because I'm worried that when you suck my dick, my foreskin will get stuck in it. I just like, what the fuck is that? Is that supposed to be a pickup line? Because you have not picked me up. You throw me down a hole and it's on fire and my vagina has slammed shut like a Venus flytrap, okay? Like, do you ever just look at someone and you're just like, what the fuck is your brain doing, you know? Like, how do you formulate a thought like that and then consciously allow it to exit your mouth? Like, how much fucking glue did you have to sniff in kindergarten to get to that level? Like, how much fucking ink did you drink? That rhymes. Right, I have no other way of describing this guy, but just like a walking pubic hair, you know? Because he wasn't even like a dick or an asshole, because that's just like too much going on, you know? He was just one of the little minions surrounding the dick. That's what this guy was. Probably one of the weak ones that falls off and ends up in somebody's mouth as well. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, right? But ladies and gentlemen, I figured it out. I know what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is if I ever see this guy in my sphere again, right, I'm gonna take some ham, I'm gonna put it in my braces, right, I'm gonna walk up to him, I'm gonna pull it out, I'm gonna say, this is from the last guy. And then I'm gonna fucking eat it. You think I'm joking, but let me tell you something. I carry ham on me 24/7, right? And let me tell you something else. It's a lot fucking cheaper than pepper spray, that's for sure, okay? So we're not gonna make them, we're gonna make them throw up in their mouths and fucking choke on it, alright? I think I'm like, possessed by the ghost of like an old grumpy Jewish man, you know? I don't know why he's Jewish, just feels right. It's like, because like when I like do like, I have to like, you know, bend over and get something, I have to like make a sound about it, you know? Like I'll have to tie my shoes and I'll be like, ugh. Like I'm 20, nothing is hurting me, you know? Like recently, I was walking by this group of kids on skateboards that looked around my age, and under my breath I was like, goddamn fucking skaters. Like, I'm 20, I should be one of them, you know? But fuck them with their stupid little beanies that don't even cover their ears, right? And before someone says it, no, I did not have my heart broken by a skater boy, okay? I have standards, they're not that high either. You know? Just like have a bed that isn't a mattress on the floor, you know, surrounded by pizza boxes dating back to the 18th century. All right, smells like if a funeral home came to life and ate nothing but garlic sauce for 6 years. It's disgusting. And I got all these girlfriends that are so into this type of guy. Like every few months, it's a new one on Tinder. Like, this is Kyler from Oatmeal, Florida. He never brushes his hair. He doesn't reply to my text, and his flat looks like Chernobyl. I think he's the one. Like, this is why I hate these incel guys going around like, oh, women's standards are too high. That's why I can't get laid. Like, no, they're fucking not. All right? If Kyler that looks like he died and came back 16 times can get laid, trust me, you're fine. All right? Like, all you gotta do is just go up to a girl and be like, hey, I smoked way too much weed and I could do a kickflip. Oh my god, I'm gonna bust my fucking knees doing that joke. Honestly, I gotta give it up. Alright. In other news, I think I might be fucking dumb. Right? Because I don't know how, like, any of the technology works, okay? Like, this phone that I carry around everywhere, I don't even have a basic understanding of how that thing is made, alright? And I know some dude's gonna come up to me after the show, fucking dick first, like, well, actually, making phones is quite simple. I work in tech, so I would know. And if that didn't happen, I'd tell him to shut the fuck up faster than a 5-year-old hooker spreads syphilis. Because I don't actually really care enough to find out, you know? I don't. And I find it so funny when people say stuff like, oh, look at all this stuff my phone can do. We've gotten so far with technology. We? I don't know about you, but I've been fucking sitting on my ass, you know? I noticed that as humans, we love to do that, you know? We love to put ourselves in the inward of something that we had absolutely nothing to do with, but only when it's a good thing, you know? Like, you could come up to someone and you could be like, hey, we've gotten so far with technology, right? Yeah. We landed on the moon, right? Yeah. We killed 6 million Jews during the Holocaust, right? What? No. What? That was them. That was the Germans or the Austrians. Fucking same shit, different toilet. I don't know. But in even other news, I'm not religious. I'm not a Christian. But I like Christians, you know? I don't have any problem with them. I just don't like when they're fucking dicks about it, you know? Like when they'll be like, you can't be gay. Why not? Because you're gonna go to hell. What do you care if I'm gonna go to hell? What are you, like, HR for God? What the fuck? Like, did he personally ask you to do that? Like, I think that God sees those people as, like, the kids in school that would always tell on the other kids to the teacher. And he just, like, really doesn't give a shit about it, you know? Like, I think that every time someone gets hate crimes and religion is used to justify it, God is up in heaven like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I know. I know I said in the Bible that a man and a woman should procreate, but I said that shit when there was like not that many people. Now there's 7 billion and I didn't make enough resources, okay? I did the fucking maths wrong. I didn't make enough trees, alright? I didn't make enough trees and they keep killing them so they can wipe our precious little assholes. So please, for the love of God, that's me, for the love of me, please stop making kids be gay, alright? And Jesus, you know, I don't know if Jesus is coming back, you know. I think that Jesus is up in heaven with God, right? And God is like, Jesus, my son, you gotta go back down there. You gotta make an appearance. It's fucking chaos. And Jesus is like, I don't know, Dad. I don't know. Last time you sent me down there, they beat the shit out of me and then nailed me to a cross. What the fuck was that, Dad? And not to mention, they keep having these weekly ceremonies where they eat these little crackers and they pretend that they're eating me. I mean, Jesus Christ, Dad. Fucking side note. Why the hell do priests and churches talk like they can't decide if they want to sing or speak? Maybe this is just in Polish churches because that's the only church I've ever been to, but they're always like they're like trying to hypnotize you or something, you know? Just like, give us more money.